We can stop HIV, Iowa.
And it all starts with health equity.
Health equity means that everyone has a fair and just opportunity to be healthy.
To achieve this, we need to remove obstacles to good health.
Poverty and discrimination support an environment in which HIV thrives.
We must work together so that all Iowans have access to the resources they need to prevent, diagnose, and to treat HIV.
Visit StopHIVIowa.org.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. Hi, everybody. We are back after a week off. I am Gigi. What's good, Fruit Loop?
It's still not your hip.
No, my hip's still not good, but
dude,
it is what it is.
You struggling?
I'm on the struggle bus. Yep.
Yeah, it's steady.
Yeah, it's bad.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. I feel old too.
Gosh, I tell you what.
I hit 44 and fell apart.
Yeah, 43 for me. 43 and a half. I didn't
yeah,
get up
you
until,
almost 44.
Yeah, you old.
You had to check the new box on all the forms that you got to fill out, and then you just kind of like, okay, my hands hurt, my feet hurt.
Right, yeah.
My back hurts.
It's easier to check the things that don't hurt.
Yeah.
And I was at physical therapy today, and this sweet older lady gave me she had these crochet dish towels set out. I had to go to Furman University for my therapy. And I walk in, and she's getting like her shoulder massaged at the end of her therapy. And she says, please pick a dish towel. And she was so cute and sweet. But anyway, she said, what are you doing here limping like that? You're a baby. You're young. And so anyways, she made my day. I love people like that do little things that took time.
Oh, yeah.
Just, and for her just to want to see people happy. I love that.
Cool.
Some good in the world. So we've been doing these dumb laws.
Oh, yeah.
I have one that would put me in the pokey for life.
Yeah, me too.
In Pennsylvania, it is illegal to sing in the shower.
You arrested.
Oh, man. Yep.
Your kids would be arrested.
Oh, gosh. We would have like a family cell.
Yeah.
So my dog needs therapy after July 4th.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a dog, guys. He was really abused before we got him, and he's very skittish, and he's a sweetheart. But, man, my neighborhood sounded like the first 20 minutes of Saving Private Ryan for about 3 nights in a row. And this dog, I mean, I sneezed, and he just literally kind of just fell to the floor. He's got PTSD. He needs doggy Valium.
Yeah, he does. He is skittish.
He's very skittish.
Yeah, any kind of noise.
It's so pitiful.
Yeah.
So we want to thank our sponsor, Too Cool T-shirt Quilts. We are still in the process of gathering our T-shirts for our quilt. It's a hard decision.
I know, right?
I have literally probably 1,000 T-shirts, and so I'm still going through them. But if you guys would want to see what you can get, they do memorial blankets. They do I thought one cute idea would be baby clothes.
Oh yeah, that'd be neat.
I still have baby clothes from my kids. So you can go to 2cooltshirtquilts.com/prettyliesandalibis and check them out.
Yeah.
So we had a sticker fiasco. Oh my goodness.
This has been comical.
This has been, okay. So you guys know we give out free stickers to our listeners, and I mean, we've steadily gotten more listeners. And so we've been sending out stickers on a very regular basis. The other day I woke up and we had a ton, probably like 50 requests. So I thought, I called you and I was like, Fruit Loop, we must be getting a lot of new listeners because a lot of people are requesting free stickers. So I go to the post office, get a roll of stamps right until my hand is just contracted. And then, so I'm like, this is amazing. So I go and take them to the post office. The next morning, there's triple. So then the light bulb goes off and I Googled Pretty Lies and Alibis free sticker, and we're on 3 sites where they're like, hey, Pretty Lies and Alibis is giving away free stickers.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I would have to get a second job to pay for postage. So what we're going to do, if you guys want a sticker, we're not going to post it anymore. That's where I got in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
If you want a sticker, you can shoot us an inbox on any of our social media or email us at prettyliesandalibis@gmail.com. The code word is Sherlock.
Yeah, that way we know you're listening.
Yeah, because I've had some where, I don't know. Yeah, they're questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, like, literally sent off. But then again, hey, maybe
it's advertisement.
we gain a few listeners, but
yeah,
postage is going up.
It is. Plus, keeping up with them, there were a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. And, you don't write as much as you used to with computers and smartphones. And literally after the second address, I had like writer's cramp.
Oh, yeah.
So you're waiting on an apartment. And so you've been staying here some.
Yeah.
And last night I had to come in. You sleep on my couch in the living room because it's super comfy.
Yeah.
And it was completely dark. So I needed to get my phone charger out of there. And I had my flashlight on. And the flashlight, I turned it and it was on my face. And you woke up at the right time. And I swear, if I had a video camera, I would post it on all of our social media. Fruit Loop looked at me, guys, and she said, I thought you were a ghost. And then she laid back down and went to sleep.
Yeah, this was in the middle of my lows. So I had a couple of lows in between there. So yeah, I was a little bit out of it.
Oh yeah, you were so out of it.
Funny.
You looked like you were out of it. But it was just so funny how you said, I thought you were a ghost.
Thought you were a ghost.
I want to thank everybody for all the awesome birthday wishes you gave my daughter, Sarah Rose, and my mom. I'm a birthday girl, so when a parent or one of my kids has a birthday, I'm going to post about it. And you guys showed out. Really made both of them just smile so big. So we appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
What's our big news for the weekend?
We're going to have a live this weekend with who?
Crusha K. Easton, which is JJ Vallow's aunt, Charles's niece, and Kay Woodcock's daughter.
Yep.
Now, we love Crusha. We've talked to her a good bit online, kind of back and forth. And the one thing that I think we both have decided is we're obviously going to touch on the stuff that you guys want to hear about, but we really want this to be fun for her.
Oh, yeah.
She needs to let her hair down. And
okay, Sherlock just scared me.
Oh yeah, I see his tail.
Yeah, he just smacked me on the hand.
Yeah. So we just want to make this very relaxed for her. We'll go where the conversation takes us, but I almost think that we could probably assume how they feel about a lot of this news that's come out lately. And we will talk about it, but we're just going to have fun. And I'm very nervous.
Yeah. Lives are a little nerve-wracking anyway.
Well, I'm just nervous because this is our first guest and it's a big guest.
Yeah.
And I've loved Crusha since I've started following her on social media. So I'm very nervous. It's very weird.
Yeah, it'll be fun though.
I'm afraid I'm going to say something stupid, which our listeners know is a frequent thing with me. So
yeah, we both probably will.
Oh, yeah. So we can't wait. We're thinking Saturday around 7 p.m. We're going to confirm with her that works.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it earlier because last time we were really late getting that live going.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Chad Daybell.
Okay. So the Maricopa County Attorney's Office in Arizona will not charge Chad in the death of Charles Vallow.
I was shocked, to be honest with you.
I thought there would have been a little more evidence. But they said they decided there was no reasonable likelihood of conviction. And I know that happens in all cases. They say, can I get a conviction?
Right. Yeah. Because you're going to waste a lot of money. Not waste. I mean, if we're seeking justice for Charles, it's definitely not a waste.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess it is what it is. I guess at some point in the future, maybe if they find more evidence, they could do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking there has to be something digital somewhere.
Yeah. But I would love to see his name on that indictment.
Well, you know he had something. You know what I mean?
Dude,
know
it. Totally.
Was he smart about it and didn't put it in writing anywhere? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so as we all know, last week Lori was charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder. And they were texting before the murder, so I was very shocked there wasn't something there.
Yeah, because if you remember, Chad came down and met at the house.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, and it just hit me. It'll be, I think on the 11th, July, in 3 days, on the 11th, it will be 2 years since he was murdered.
Yeah.
So this family's got to deal with that anniversary rolling around. Anniversaries are tough for me. Death dates. I don't know why. It's I don't know. I guess it's just a reminder.
Yep.
They're not there. So Mark Means has been at it again.
Oh my goodness.
Boy, he's been filing like the world's going to end in July.
Okay, so we do these dumb laws still in books. We could do dumb things, he says, or does every day. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
So he's at it again, filing stuff.
Yep.
He's filed for a change of venue out of Fremont County.
Mm-hmm.
He's also filed a reservation of rights and defenses, which notifies the court she will not waive her right to defense against the charges she has.
Yep. And he also has filed a motion to show cause for Heather Daybell not complying with the subpoena. Heather Daybell is Chad Daybell's sister-in-law, and he sent a huge list to her and Melanie Gibb of communications he wanted between the two of them. So he said he asked for communication between Heather and Melanie Gibb. He says these communications are believed to be of the utmost importance and relevant to this matter, as Melanie Gibb is the state's witness of priority.
Huh. He's asking for Heather to pay fees, costs, and sanctions.
Yeah, sanctions imposed on Heather. Poor Heather.
I know, right?
Yeah.
She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
She's just married into the family.
Yeah.
You want her to do pay cost and fees and stuff?
Yeah. How low can you go? But attached to that filing was the letter that she sent to the members of the church, if you remember.
Yep, and we went over that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I have a new favorite person right now. Jerry Vallow, who is Charles Vallow's brother. He did an interview with Nate Eaton at East Idaho News. He and his wife's name is Melanie. He's 2 years younger than Charles. He's the baby brother. You could totally see the resemblance, and we posted that on all of our social media if you have not seen it, but we just want to talk about it a little bit because I'm going to tell you, this guy is a hoot and a holler. He's funny, and in Fruit Loop, when you get to watch it, you will recognize him in some of the guys we know here in the South.
I gotcha.
He's just a straight shooter. Seems like he has a huge heart and not afraid to show his emotions. I just love Jerry.
I'm gonna tell you that whole family seems just so cool and funny.
Oh yeah. They've handled everything with such grace.
Yeah.
And
you hate to see them go through something. I mean, anybody go through something like that. But,
yeah. But hopefully we're wrapping up on these charges. I still think Brandon, the attempt on Brandon, will not go unanswered. And then there was that redacted part at the bottom where they talked about charging Lori, and there was a name blacked out. So in the future, maybe that was Chad, and then once it was, reviewed, maybe that's it. Who knows? So they talked to Nate. He hasn't spoken publicly until now about everything that's happened, and this was right after we got that Sorry, y'all. I just went incompetent. I pulled a Lori. Oh boy. He said
Are you mentally stable to do this podcast?
Slightly incompetent. Let's see what happens. So he said it was not easy to read exactly what happened to his brother. I don't think it was for anybody either, knowing that he laid there potentially for over 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So he says he feels like the police failed him and failed Charles, and the kids' deaths could have been prevented. And that's exactly what we've said time and time again.
Oh, most definitely. So Charles traveled a lot and stayed in Houston with them a good bit. Charles and JJ came to visit Jerry's wife a month before he died. She was sick or something.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling good, and Charles brought JJ to cheer up.
Yeah. And he said, Charles was a good guy, not perfect, but none of us are. The last time Melanie saw Charles, he said Lori was moving to Houston and they were going to try to work it out. She asked if that was a good idea, and he said he had to make it work.
Yeah. So Jerry was working, and Kay called him and had another brother on the phone with her to tell him that Charles had been killed. And he said it was a day about 3 or 4 months ago. You know how when you're grieving and you maybe you tuck it away or whatever, however you grieve, it all came down on him emotionally. And he said he had never felt that angry before.
Yeah.
And I can understand that.
Yeah. And you go through stages of grief.
Yeah.
And each person, handles it differently. So
for sure.
Yeah.
He said he called Nate in November and asked how he could speak to Lori. He said he doesn't hit girls, but if he did, he would punch Lori in the throat. I'm sorry. It was the way he said it.
Good old throat punch.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I'm incompetent.
He would like to sit down, look her in the eye, and talk to her. He said he would like to like to say to her she's not some reincarnated God on earth.
Yep.
Yeah, he's basically want to sit down and just tell her, what's the truth.
Yeah. He said the creator of the universe will judge her. It's not his place. He doesn't hate her. And he said his rage is mainly directed at Alex, but he also knows Lori had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. He says forgiveness is God's job and not his. He doesn't hate her, and he feels sorry for what she's going to face. His wife says even though it's hard, she prays for Lori every night.
That's good, people.
Yeah. And that's, you really...
But that's grace.
It is. It's showing grace and mercy to somebody. And I know, like, hatred and bitterness, it'll eat at you.
It will eat you up inside.
Yeah. And it's not saying that he doesn't hold her accountable or anything like that, but for your own health.
Yeah. That's a rabbit hole you go down, it'll take you with it.
Oh, yeah.
What's the old saying? It's like hating somebody is drinking poison and expecting them to die.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Something
yeah.
My grandpa used to tell me.
Yeah, I totally agree. He said as far as the incompetency, she isn't crazy and she knew what she was doing, which we totally agree.
Yeah. He said if she's found guilty, he would rather see her rot in prison than death, and his wife agreed in this case. And this, when he was asked about Chad, he said, and I'm not gonna say it, but he said that M. Beeper is gonna rot in prison too. He thinks Chad could have been the ringleader, but also it could have gone both ways.
Yeah. Talking about Lori and Chad's beliefs, he said they can't be that stupid.
Jerry, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Love him.
He says Charles is crazy in love with Lori and couldn't see it.
Yeah, he just couldn't see, I guess, how bad this was.
Yeah.
Well, he did, but, he was still trying to work it out even when it was bad. I think he just wanted to keep his kids together.
Yeah. I think when you're going through something like that, you look at the good times, and sometimes those take precedence over, what you're going through then.
Right, yeah.
Obviously, if Charles could go back now, he would make changes, but...
For sure.
So, yeah. I just hate it because he was a good guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like...
And then in the end, Jerry told the sweetest story, and Jerry played baseball, and I think he was a pitcher, and he pitched 3 home runs, so they pulled him out, put him on second base, and he talked about how he struck out 3 times, and he was bummed. And so at the end of the game, his mom told him to come on and get in the car to go home, and Charles said he would walk Jerry home. And Jerry said Charles put his arm around him and said, it's better to have struck out than to have never swung at all. And he said, that's just Charles.
Yeah.
He got
true.
very teary-eyed when he told that story, because I'm sure that was something that meant so much to him. And man, when you think about moments like that years later, this happened when they were 12, that still stands out so, vividly in his mind. It has to be bittersweet now to look at that memory.
Oh, yeah.
But grateful to have a brother like that,
True. Very true.
So we're going to move on to the Murdaugh. There's some updates there.
Yep.
A lot going on down there. A lot.
So Connor Cook, a passenger on the boat, has filed a civil petition saying he believes some law enforcement officers may know about actions to hamper the boat crash investigation, taking the blame away from Paul. Yep. Dude, it is so messed up. This case is crazy.
It's super crazy. He said some of the evidence collected at the scene of the crash is missing.
Uh-oh.
I mean, how does it go missing?
Somebody had to sign that out of the evidence locker.
It's kind of like here in Greenville with the Murder Etc. podcast, and you've got this guy on death row for decades. He gets paroled. They find the murder weapon that would exonerate the guy, and the detention center loses it because, see, the thing is, it was an inside job. Is the whole theory is that you had dirty cops, and they killed this or had this drug detective in the 70s murdered along with his dad. And this poor guy, Charles Wakefield, we've talked about him. He went to prison on death row, I believe, for 30 years.
Yeah,
and I mean, there was it's enraging to read that whole thing and how he really was just kind of a pawn in that game.
Yeah.
So with the Murdaugh, here we go.
So Connor's lawyer wants to talk to officers who were on scene that night about not conducting an appropriate investigation. Yeah, it's going to be some major heads rolling down there.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if you want to talk about not conducting an appropriate investigation, you could start with the fact that there were no sobriety tests given to every person on that boat who was grossly intoxicated because Dad and Papa Murdaugh showed up and stopped all that.
So is the FBI still not come in?
Not yet. It's all SLED.
Wow.
I know. I figured they would, but there are a lot of people in the state that don't want that. I don't know why, but
yeah.
So there were some documents filed that said 5 officers were interviewed by lawyers regarding their actions during the initial investigation of the crash. They interviewed people from the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, and unknown others as defendants in the filing. So they're wanting to know, what'd you do?
Yeah. So in the petition, it says law enforcement officers may have info on a plan to blame Connor Cook for the crash that killed Mallory Beach.
That would be bad if they were trying to frame an innocent person.
Yeah, I would not want to live in this area.
Yeah, so we're not going to name off the names of the officers because it's long. If a judge approves this, Cook's attorney will question the officers about the boat crash, statements gathered from the boat crash passengers on body cameras. That was a run-on sentence.
I just laughed because you said passengers.
Dude, it's 11:30. I may or may not have took my Ambien.
Y'all in trouble.
Takes an hour and a half to kick in. Come on.
Y'all in trouble.
Where was I? Incompetent.
No. Statements gathered from the boat crash passengers on body cameras and other video and audio footage. That's what they're wanting. Physical evidence, DNA, and other biological evidence collected.
Phone, verbal, and other communications throughout the investigation, investigative failures, and deficiencies.
Yeah. The officer's relationship to the people involved in the investigation, that's big.
It is big. Yeah. So the filing said that, now these are all officers and people they want to talk to. Brock, Pritchard, Kenner, Camlin, and, that's dangerous. Krapf. Krapf.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at this case at all. But
is that 15-year-old humor coming out?
It is.
And it's 11:30 and everything's funny at 11:30.
It's like crap.
Okay. So they may have information as to a campaign to cloud the investigatory issues and false information in the community with the intention of misleading law enforcement and prosecution charging parties and the public into wrongly and falsely believing Connor Cook should be arrested and charged as the boat operator with multiple counts of felony boating under the influence. So that's what they were trying to set up.
That's crazy.
That's dirty.
Oh, very dirty.
Dirty.
Okay,
so we're going to jump to the Stephen Smith murder investigation.
Yep. So the South Carolina Highway Patrol ruled his death a hit and run, but investigated the case as a murder.
Yep. So in the days after his body was found, investigators heard a lot of rumors. Who were they hearing rumors about?
So I know, right? So in interviews with Stephen's family, how did we say that? Murdaugh's name was brought up multiple times. They told investigators they heard a rumor that a group of people saw Stephen along the road and did something to him, which led to his death.
Yeah, they were never formally implicated, only mentioned. So investigators made clear to people they were interviewing and they wanted to know how he died.
Yeah.
And can I just give a big shout out to Trooper Proctor? Because this is his quote about all this. My office is around Charleston. I don't work around Hampton. And I know the Murdaughs are highfalutin around Hampton. And people say they have a lot of power or whatever. But that name doesn't mean anything to me. You don't have to agree with Stephen's lifestyle. But that doesn't mean he gets to be killed and no one gets to find out what happened.
Exactly.
Boom.
Like somebody died.
Yeah.
You got to get to the bottom of it. You can't cover it up.
Yeah. It's very quiet. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors. We've had people reach out to us that say they know some things, and it's a wild case. And I don't think it's going to stop necessarily with Paul and Maggie's murder and Stephen's murder.
Yeah.
I just feel like, that's just my gut.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So jumping to Summer Wells.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I have avoided those Facebook groups because, boy, they get nasty with this case.
Yeah.
Everybody's mean. Not
That's what
everybody, but, you know.
Yeah, you were telling me. I haven't even looked at them.
Yeah, it's bad. And there's just a million rumors. And so we don't do that. The only thing we know that's been released is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation say they are no new leads, even with over 800 tips.
Wow.
You know, and Scott Reich tweeted out something the other day that made a lot of sense. To him, Summer walks in the house. 2 minutes later, her mom goes in to check and she's gone. It doesn't make sense that she could get downstairs, out the door, past like 20 dogs, or somebody get past 20 dogs and disappear.
Nope.
So that's the big red flag for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about the parents. They're really hard to read for me.
Yeah.
And Nick, I think it's Barris. He works for a local news station. He said behind the scenes, it is now a foul play investigation, obviously after 3 weeks. And this I did not know. They haven't named any suspects, but they do have a person of interest.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Aiden Fucci, the young man who killed Tristan Bailey down in Florida, stabbed her 149 times.
Yeah,
things are kind of starting to get into motion. He has a pretrial hearing on July 28th, which maybe that will stream because he's being charged as an adult. I don't know how it works.
I don't know either, but it seems like it would be.
Yeah. So the number of witnesses that could be called to testify has grown to over 250.
Wow.
That's a lot. What kind of witnesses we got?
So it includes residents of the neighborhood where they lived and where her body was discovered. Also on the list is staff members from the school they attended. Aiden's mom, Crystal Smith, is also on the list. Remember, she was charged with tampering with evidence for washing his blue jeans after the murder.
Yep.
So some of the evidence the state will present is school records, social media posts, and surveillance footage from his home and other neighborhood cameras. His interrogation video, photos of Aiden from the day of the murder, including his pants and shoes.
Yeah, and one witness told authorities that Aiden had told them if he were to kill someone, it was going to be planned. He would find a random person walking at night, drag them in the woods, and stab them. And you know what I was rereading, and we said this, but that poor girl had 49 defensive wounds on her arms and hands.
Yeah, this is messed up.
Oh, this is so
messed
bad.
Up case.
So bad.
Yeah.
So I think maybe like the cool thing would be, and I haven't asked if it's okay, but maybe you guys send in some questions you have for Kresha.
Yeah.
And, just what I'll do is I'll put a post up. And then you can comment under there, same on Twitter, and we'll pick some of those. And we just look forward to having a really good time. We're just going to make it light, fun.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. She's a lot like us. It could get very dangerous. She got our sense of humor.
Yep, exactly.
This could go from a true crime podcast to a comedy show real fast.
It might.
Oh, yeah. So that's kind of all we had. It's just been a crazy, crazy week. Lots going on, but we're back.
Yep.
We told you I'll be back.
I'll be back. See, that was a Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
He
was in Kindergarten Cop, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Terminator 2. That's a great movie.
How many podcasts can I get the Kindergarten Cop in? That's the game now.
I'm trying to convince everybody to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Oh, you suck.
I am going to sleep.
Yeah, old woman.
I am.
Take
your
Geritol and go to bed.
You the one took your Ambien.
Oh, I did. That's right. I wouldn't even make it to.
No.
Yeah.
You'd be done.
That's true.
Done.
Yep. Well, the ghost may make a return appearance for Fruit Loop tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I'll let y'all know.
She gonna wake up one day and kick me in the throat. So anyway, so that's all we have. We will probably put a link out, I'd say about 5 o'clock that day, to the YouTube Live. We're only going to do it on YouTube this time because it was just too hard. We had to have 2 cameras. We didn't know where to look. And so we're going to do a YouTube live, and that way the chat's in one spot. And we're looking forward to it. So we'll tomorrow I'll put up those questions for Kresha, and we will get ready.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be really fun. All right, guys. We will see you on Saturday.
Good night.
Good night.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.